path right now, actually. We're making this path right here from this storage barn right here to our little hideout right over there with the fishing hut and everything. Or not really a hut, but just a fish farm. So right now, basically, I'm just trying to make it look like more of a transition and more of like a whole entire complete building. So I'm basically going to try and make a decent path. I'm a little bit rusty on paths, but that might be because I haven't played in a little while. But I will hopefully get this path done. Shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully it looks something like how I imagine it. So yeah, I think what's been key in my paths is just trying to make the path look random and not really planned out or organized, and that's kind of what the whole idea for this is. Just kind of more rundown and rustic, or not really the richest area, not the most developed either. Just kind of a farming, rural type of area, because we got all this trees and all that farming stuff, and probably not the best place for farming because, well, slimes and everything just coming and trampling over all the crops. So it's going to be a pretty poor farm, I guess. And that's tied into the area, and yeah, I'm not liking that. That's starting to make it look like more of a pattern. So yeah, I dug out this little place over here, and there is going to be some path blocks, so I want to leave those grass blocks there so that I can just be a little bit more lazy and just have some path blocks going around there. So yeah, what we're just going to be doing now is placing in all these blocks, trying to make it look unplanned, unorganized, even though it completely is. So we're just kind of placing blocks wherever, and hopefully it should look pretty nice. Alrighty guys, so I just recorded a clip. It was about maybe 3 minutes in. I realized that my voice didn't sound as full as it usually does when I'm recording, and that's because I got my headphones going into my microphone, and so I can kind of hear my voice back, see how it sounds, make sure that it's actually working. And yeah, it just kind of sounded empty. Looked at my microphone, it was muted. So yeah, I kind of derped right there. But anyways, so I made a 3-minute clip explaining everything that I have done, and none of it got through. So yeah, we're just going to have to kind of recreate it. So I did some building off camera, and I think I finished this path. Not sure. I don't really like to say 100% that I finished it, because obviously a build's never, especially like this, a build like this is never really finished. I think it's to a point where I'm happy with it, and I'm happy to move on to my next build. But yeah, so right here we have our path. I think I really accomplished my goal of having it be more run down and rugged, and kind of a more spooky type of Halloween-y feel to it. We got some stones going along it every now and then. It just adds a little bit of depth to the build, as well as these path blocks that kind of make it look a little bit more muddy, I guess, which is kind of what the atmosphere in this swamp is. Just kind of hot, muggy, wet, that kind of deal, humid. But yeah, so we got some like maybe dead trees or something, just stumps coming out of the sides. Got vines everywhere, got some nice foliage over here, just big bush, just everything kind of overgrown and underkept. I think that's what I was going for. Over here is my little shack from my first night, and I think what my plan for this was to kind of have it be more of like a witch's hut, just like kind of embedded in this mountain, real small, kind of like a hobbit, I guess. We got that nice dark oak wood that really kind of suits this swamp, and yeah, just kind of a witch's tavern, I guess. I don't know, but in here it's fairly the same. Got my bed and added stairs here just because it was getting annoying for me to have to jump as soon as I got out of my mine, which I believe that's kind of the I think that's kind of the idea of this series, making things look nice while also being functional. And right over here we still have the enchantment setup, the nether portal. Probably going to move both of these somewhere else, whether it's in there or maybe in a different build, maybe adding onto the swamp, or going to my more permanent place of residence, which I've already kind of planned out, and hopefully we'll get to that at a later date. So we also have this nice little bridge here. I'm actually a patron of Waffle Sticks, and someone built this bridge. I think it was probably Captain Irony, and he made it so that it's all diagonal, and used this, probably my favorite combination in the game, which is spruce planks and oak wood. But yeah, so just kind of wanted to make it keep that theme going throughout this, except for the witch's hut, because I think I was either too lazy to get some more spruce wood, or I thought that maybe that was going to be a better palette for it. But yeah, just real simple, no fences or anything, because I guess maybe for fishing reasons. I'm considering tearing this sugarcane farm out and maybe putting another level down on that barn over there and making that a sugarcane farm, like an automatic one, because this is kind of ridiculous right here. We're using a lot of space. It kind of looks ugly, and yeah, probably have way too much sugarcane at the moment. What I think I will do this episode is, well, I'll tell you what, I don't really want to go through this again, so I will put it in the next clip. So I will see you there. I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, so I think my first order of business right now is just to kind of make more of a easier access to my new farm, because I kind of didn't want this one anymore because it just kept on getting trampled by the slimes, and so instead I moved the farm over there, and you can just barely see the wheat over there, and it's a much better place. It's not in the swamp, so obviously it's on a mountain, and yeah. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of do a little bit of terraforming. What we're going to do is we're going to take this path and kind of just extend it around over here and do some terraforming over here. Just make it look more gradual and not just like a very steep path. And we're going to probably build some sort of bridge from over here to over here. But yeah, so I think that's, I think we should just get to it, not waste any more time talking about it. Probably won't take the entire episode, but got something bigger planned for this episode. So yeah, made... Alrighty guys, so I made some progress here. First of all, as you can see, pretty obvious, I dug out this this part and placed a path here. A bit of a man-made path, not just the path blocks. So yeah, and since this is mostly pretty gray path right here, I'd like to, instead of using mainly stone, I'd like to use mainly path blocks for this mountain right here, just to provide some contrast and to actually show people that there is a difference between that path over there and this path, this path right over here. And so what we're going to be doing is probably basically, I think the best way to do this is to start to dig out this place right here and just fill it all in with grass first, because I'd like to start with my primary blocks. Like the primary blocks in this palette is the andesite and the cobblestone, and the primary block in this palette is going to be the grass path. So yeah, so I guess what we're going to be doing is just knocking out all the stone in this path and replacing it with grass, and that's going to be step 1 completed. And then we're going to be replacing some of the grass path with the blocks from the previous palette, like probably more of the smoother blocks, or maybe what I'll try is maybe the andesite, polished andesite and cobblestone. I think that would look alright. And then I think maybe we'll keep some of these paths just plain grass. I think that might look good. And then, yeah, I guess what we're going to do at that is after that we're going to take this point, make another point over there, probably around right over there, that spot right there, and we're going to build a bridge in between that. It's probably going to be a much larger bridge than the one over there. You can hardly see it at all. But yeah. Also, I did take down those spruce trees, tall spruce trees, because they didn't really fit the environment, to be honest. I think what we're going to be doing is, instead of having just these oak trees in swamp biome, I think maybe what we'll do as kind of a biome enhancement project is we'll replace a lot of them with the dark oak trees, because they still have the same basic design idea, being a more flat than tall tree. However, they still kind of look bigger and just more impressive, I guess. And yeah, so I guess that's going to do it for this clip. I'll see ya when I see ya. Alrighty then, guys. So here is the path. I think I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, so we went for, again, the more what is it, grass paths, because it's a nice texture. I like it. It adds a little bit more depth to the build, and yeah, well, I mean, it adds more depth to the path, and yeah, it's just a nice looking block. So we also kept a lot of green in it, because I just really like that, actually. It goes really well with the gray, and it's a really nice looking green color, I think. So now is a bit of the fun part, trying to work out how to bridge this gap, literally. But yeah, so we also need a lot more oak wood. Now I'm all out except for this bit right here, and yeah, I think I'm going to have to do this a little bit off camera, but yeah, I'll see you later. Alrighty guys, so it's been a few days since the last clip, and in between those 2 days, well, I built this bridge right here. Yeah, pretty simple bridge, just like I said, an arch, and not really going to put any fence posts on this just because it would look awkward, I think. It would have a lot of missing connections and wouldn't really be too effective, I don't think. But it's a pretty wide bridge, so I don't think that we need them. But yeah, it comes over. We got our farm over here that's not going to get trampled by any slimes that are in the swamp biome over there. But yeah, so I think what this is going to be is I'm getting kind of a villagey vibe from this, which, yeah, there's no village here, but I think that might be a very fun project to kind of go around and build our own custom village. Yeah, just have like maybe another farm or two spread around, maybe even convert some zombie villagers into villagers, and then just kind of build a village up here, build our own custom village. Maybe I'm not sure, but we might put like a wall around it just so that we can be sure that nothing gets to our villagers and kills them all and all that jazz. Also, in between, I did try and go to the Nether so that I can get to a savanna biome. And I did in fact die and lose a good load of my gear. So I lost my shovel, axe, and sword, as well as my bow. So yeah, I basically did another night of overnight AFKing at the fish farm just because I was running low on mending books. I'm very sorry if you can hear all these trucks and cars going by out the window. It's kind of annoying, and it just rained, so yeah, it's kind of sorry about that. I didn't even pick up on that until now. Very, very organized YouTuber right here. But yeah, so don't even have my phone on silent. What I think we'll do is we'll have this whole pathway leading up to this village, which will probably take a few episodes to fully develop. We'll do kind of a small village. Like I can see a pretty decent, like a medium-sized hut right here. Just little huts everywhere. So like maybe we'll have we'll extend that path over there to go around here. I think we're going to cover up this pond right here. I'll leave this one and have like a nice little hut over here for maybe like a farmer to live in and tend to his crops over here. So yeah, I've got a few things planned. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next clip. Hopefully we'll have some progress. And with the power of video editing, we have some progress made over here. So yeah, I beefed up this farm a little bit, so now it has more, looks like it has more support. It's got some nice fencing going around here. Still need to get that side completed. But yeah, so we have progress on a little bit of a path. Still could use some detail work. I decided to cover up the lake that was, or not lake, but pond that was just like right over here-ish, because it just made it, we had this pond already, and I kind of like it better than having that one, and that would have probably made it a little bit too overcrowded, I guess. This hut isn't really even finished, as you can see, obviously. Still need to work out some sort of roof. I actually just got an idea. I saw more like maybe with a half slab roof, like half slab spruce, that kind of roof right there where it just goes up like that. Yeah, I think that could actually work now. But yeah, so that's likely what I'm going to go with. And this in here going to be real simple. Going to have like a nice big painting over here to look at, because if I had a window like it was over here, it would just kind of look eh. Here we have a little farm. It's the same little farm that was here previously, but it's all fenced in because no one's really supposed to be getting in here and stealing this poor guy's crops over here. But yeah, so this is kind of what I want for this village. Just a nice little, cute little town, nothing too fancy. And maybe what I'm thinking is maybe have this path going through. And this is like the really poor end right here. This is gradually going to be a little bit more well developed, I guess. Poor residential area is going to be first right here. Then we're going to go through a bit of a market, just like some simple crops or like pumpkins, maybe some wheat, carrots. Maybe we'll have a potato salesman. And maybe we'll have like a butcher and all that. And that's going to be like a merchant road, which is going to be farther up there. And then way back there, I'm thinking maybe a castle, like some sort of small castle, small kingdom. Just kind of like a gradual flow from the poor end to the high and wealthy. So yeah. This is just the poor, everyday, kind of middle class-ish, middle to low class. Then we're going to have merchant class, and then just royalty class. I think that would actually be pretty fun to just kind of build and afterwards just go through and look at. So yeah. One thing that I would actually like to do is kind of texture this pond a little bit. Maybe do a little bit more of a overhang. Take some blocks over here, and then just kind of gradually make it more of a hill. So not like right there. But yeah, if we just don't really want to do that, to be honest, because then it'll just turn that into a path block. So yeah, if we go over here, do this a little bit, and maybe just have start putting some vines and stone along this. But yeah, so what if we exchanged that gravel for this clay texture? Because I also brought over some gravel to texture this path right here, because I thought that it could use a lot more texturing, to be honest. Just some nice patches of gray, because actually I do like the whole mountainous palette here, which is like the grass green with the gray. So I want to kind of keep that in this path, while still having that nice deep golden color for that for the path blocks. So yeah, if we just knock out some of these paths and some grass. I wonder if that could work. And I'm thinking maybe putting a bench right here. What do you say? Do I have any stairs? I do surprisingly have some stairs. But yeah, what if we put a bench right there, along with, I believe I have a crafting table in here. Basically, if this doesn't have the best commentary, I'm basically just trying to improve my commentary, get it back to the way it was. It wasn't great when I initially left YouTube, but I'm trying to improve it, So right now I'm just trying to do some building on camera, trying to improve the commentary through that, just multitasking and everything. Would that look out of place? I don't think so. So if we got some like stone and diorite in there maybe? Just kind of made it look kind of like an enhanced version of vanilla, I guess. Just like those biome enhancements that builders do often. Don't really want any grass showing through like that. What if we took out some of these and added some stone brick in it? Just because I want this to kind of look more worn down, and that looks way too linear. That's one thing that you have to look out for in building, which is, especially when you're, actually mostly when you're building natural, just don't make things look like they're in line. Make them look like they have more depth. So yeah, what if we went back a little bit more, because I want this to just kind of look more hunched over and swampy. Actually, what if we had like maybe a little reservation over here, like maybe some maybe like even a redstone torch to just kind of set the mood of this area back here. Just set nice light, like not too subtle, but still like a little bit of vegetation. Gonna have to go grab some bone meal and bone meal that right there. But yeah, and it's for this reason why I have the bed over here, because then I don't have to run all the way through the swamp and go into that mine over there, my kind of starter cave, like all the way over there. I'm sure if we zoomed in, we could see it just barely. Yeah, just barely in render distance over there. But yeah, so just saving a little bit of time. But yeah, so like I think we had that right over there, and that just kind of looks weird. So yeah, I'm going to go get some more grass, and I'll probably get some stone to replace some of this diorite and cobblestone with some stone, just to make sure that it doesn't look just kind of thrown together. Yeah, make it look a little bit nicer. But yeah. Alrighty then, guys. So I just finished building what I think is going to be the final draft of that barn building type thing over there, and I'm doing one of these whole big cliche reveals that every single builder in this game does, and you can see the chimney, and there we go. So yeah, I still forgot to fix that fence over there, gosh darn it. So here is the build right here. It's very, very nice. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's got this nice little spruce and oak theme going on, just very, very brown. I'm actually liking it. It's kind of like a old western type of feel, I think. And this path, I think it turned out all right for the materials that I have. Right over here we have the pond, which I still have to do. Right, I brought this over right here. So yeah, what we're going to do is place a few lily pads, and I did try and kind of make some foliage, some nice a nice bush right here, just kind of draping down. And right over here we have a hidden torch in the bush, so that way we get decent light levels. what's the chance that something's going to spawn there? Let's be honest. Knowing my luck, it's probably going to be pretty likely, but I don't have any torches, so we're going to take those chances. So, yeah, here's the little farm right here, and I will explain the all these pillars in due time. You might, if you're a builder and you're used to marking things, then yeah, it's probably no secret. But right here, I'm not too sure about this, but it's supposed to be like a wheelbarrow. Just because this is like a crop farm, and it's probably going to have a stall in the marketplace that's going to be in that direction. But yeah, here's the final look of the barn, or the farmer's house, or whatever. Probably just his barn, to be honest. So over here, again, light levels. I need to try and find some way to incorporate more bushes so I can hide more lighting in there. Yeah. Or maybe I'll put like a jack-o'-lantern in here. That might suit the kind of tone of this building. It's nice farm, happy farm, I guess. But yeah, so obviously you saw this in the previous clip, we got the walls surrounding this, kind of just keeping everyone out, keeping people from stealing the crops. We got our melons and pumpkins and our wheat, carrots, potatoes, the usual. Tried to grow them in a bit of a unique pattern because I didn't want to have a huge farm, and also they actually do statistically grow faster when they're in rows like this. Little life hack, because yeah, the game calculates if there's crops like beside it, and if however many crops are beside it will slow down the rate, because it's going to try and make sure that you're not just abusing the whole water source system. Yeah, I learned that from a Seth Bling video years ago. I'm not sure about that. Not sure if I like this little line here, but I needed something to kind of break it up, because as I was coming up that bridge over there, it felt like it was kind of just blending in with the rest, and I didn't really want that. I wanted it to stand out, look more like a window and not just a flat wall, which depth is pretty much everything when it comes to building. So yeah, if we come over here, if we walk outside, this is where the residential area is going to be. You already knew this. So each one of these pillars is going to be a house of some sort that I'm going to be building throughout the next few episodes. Might get 2 houses in one episode, might only get 1 big house done in an episode, might get 3 little houses done in an episode. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to plan to have this done within probably the next 2 episodes. Just have this nice little residential area, just cute little town, and then it's going to this path's going to continue all throughout it, going to each of the houses, and then it's going to go around and through this line of diorite, and this is where I want to kind of start the market, kind of the town market, village market. Probably more of a town, seeing as it's going to be like on the road to a kingdom. I think that this is about all I have time for, and it's been about a month since the previous episode, and I really do apologize for that. It's been a bit of a busy time in my life. Currently, I just turned summer break, and I work at a restaurant, and when kids are out of school, they kind of want to go have a nice ice cream on a hot summer day, and I have to wash those dishes. So that's how I'm able to afford my whole new PC that I got a few months ago, and I'm actually just got a new monitor. Finally got a second monitor for this new PC, and if you've been hearing all that, I'm not sure what I did, to be honest. Okay, that's kind of useful to know. Okay then, that just reorganized my inventory. But yeah, so all those clicks, it's my first mechanical keyboard, to be honest. I was working with the Razer Synosa, which is Razer's budget membrane keyboard that still costs about $60 because it's like RGB and it's chroma, and yeah, it's got the Razer logo on it, but it's membrane and it feels really mushy and not as tactile as this one, which I'm actually starting to get used to. But I did watch over the last clip, and I can hear the clicks, and I'm gonna try my best to edit those out. I'm sorry if you can hear those still, but I'm using the Red Dragon something that starts with a K. It's not the K55. It's 10 keyless. It's their budget one. Got it for $30 on Amazon. Highly recommend it. Just because of the price, basically, and it's still mechanical, which is a lot better than membrane now that I know. But yeah, so back to the outro. I really appreciate you getting this far in this Let's Play, this video specifically, and I'd really appreciate you leaving a like if you did like this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help me out. It really does motivate me to produce more content and just go ham and build over here. It's a really good hobby, and I really enjoy making these videos, and I really appreciate your support. So, with all that said, this has been Blaze, and I'm out. Bye!